Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this particular lecture, I'm going to discuss another topic from ethics, and that is called code of ethics versus code of conduct. Another important topic, and this is one of the topics which often confuses any aspirant or anybody who is preparing for business ethics subject. So let's talk about a basic definition of code of ethics. So code of ethics is a document issued by top level management which consists of set of principles designed to guide the members of the organization to carry out business honestly and integrity. So let me just break down this definition for you so that you get an idea of how it works. So it's a document. The first thing you need to understand that it is a document. The second important thing you need to understand that it is always issued by top level management. So obviously the people who are leading the organization, they are the one who create this document. Okay. And then which consists of, what does it exactly consist? So it consists of principles. It is and it is designed to guide the members of the organization. So all the members of the organization, any employee at any level, will carry out business honestly and integrity. So basically these are principles which guide all the employees working in the organization to work honestly and with integrity. So these are like help them to understand what is right, what is wrong. So that is what this document is all about. Moving forward, we have the next point, and this is it describes the core value of the organization that guides the decision making. It provides the ethical standards which are to be followed by the members. So, in a nutshell, it is like a core value. So, it talks about the core values for the organization. Every organization do design their core values, that what exactly they can do and what exactly they will not be doing, right? And that guides everyone in the organization, right? It helps them in decision making. So why I say that in making decision making, so whenever we have to take a decision, we have to think from the perspective of code of ethics also, that whether that is good or not. Because at times we are making a lot of profit, right? But it might not be good for the society or might not be good for any particular community of the society. So we definitely will take against that decision. We will not be going in the favor of that decision. So it provides the ethical standards for everyone, and everyone is following it. Everybody working in the organization do follow the code of ethics. Okay. Then we have the third important thing in this, that it sets out the general guidelines to assist individuals to apply their judgment concerning to suitable value in the given situation. So it is more like a general guideline which applies to everyone working in the organization or in a community. And basically it also tells you that what is the suitable behavior in any given situation. So like if you are not feeling good, or if you have a feeling that okay, that the behavior which is not suitable, or whether I have to behave in that way or not, and that is the appropriate behavior or not, that comes from this particular document. Okay. So moving on, so let's talk about code of conduct now. The code of conduct is a document that expresses the practices and behavior of a person required or restricted as a condition of becoming the member of the organization. So basically, code of ethics is what everyone follows, right? In the organization, already working in the organization. Whereas code of conduct is a document which actually tells a person that if you want to work in this profession, or if you want to work in this organization, you have to follow these set of codes. You need to follow these kind of rules and regulations which have been created, right? So code of ethics are for those people who are already part of that profession, and code of conduct is for those people who are going to be part of that organization or going to be part of that profession, right? So they generally follow code of conduct. So code set out the actual rules. So it lays down do's and doesn't of an employee. So basically it tells you that what you should do and you should not be doing. The members are responsible for its adherence and accountable for violation. Now this is very very important. कोड ऑफ एथिक्स में एक इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट क्या था कि कोड ऑफ एथिक्स में व्हाट इज राइट एंड व्हाट इज रॉन्ग, इट टेल्स यू दैट. And code of in the code of conduct we tells the employee what you can do and what you cannot do, right? And these are difference. This is not about right and wrong. This is about you cannot do this because this is out of the rule, and you can do this because it is part of the rule, right? If you will not follow to those rules, obviously you will be accountable for violation. So whatever the severe punishment can organization think of, they can give you that situation. Every organization has code of conduct issued by the board of directors. So most of the organization, board of directors are the one who provide code of conduct, and that determines the social norms, regulation, responsibility. So it contains everything. So what should be your responsibilities, what are the social norms you should be following, what are the key regulations or rules which we have for the organization, that also comes as a part of code of conduct. It is a form of written statement that contains rules for behavior which are supposed to be followed by the employees of the organization. Again, it is like a rules and regulation, and it is about do's and don'ts, whereas code of ethics was more about right and wrong, although it also gives you which everybody will be following. And it is more like code of conduct is all about that it all those people are going to join the profession, they have to follow. So moving on, let's talk about some more differences. The first is an aspirational document. So I'll take now one point at, so I'll take the differences by one on one now. So let's talk about code of ethics and code of conduct. We'll take up 2 points here. So it is an aspirational document issued by the board of director containing code, ethical value, principles and ideas, organization of code of ethics. So basically it's like that what exactly is our core values, what is right, what is wrong, what we should do, we should not do, everybody will be following it. On the other side, it's a directional which contains specific practices. It talks about specific rules and regulation. So when it says that you have to come at 9 a.m., so it becomes more like a code of conduct, right? So they are followed by the restricted under the organization of code of conduct. So anything which you break in this part will definitely is going to hurt you, because you violations will be punished over here. Very simple. It is very general in nature. It is not very specific. On the other side, it is very specific in nature, right? It gives you everything in very detailing, that you have to come at 9, you have to go at 5, you have to do this, you have to do that. It is very clear, and it is mainly, and it moves from profession to profession also. Code of conduct do varies, right? So let's move on to the next set of points in this. So next set of points are that scope is wide because it's a general guideline. That is why there is a lot of scope in this. On the other side, the scope is very narrow because it is very specific in nature. Then it governs the decision making. Any decision when you make, you always think of code of conducts. On the other side, it governs the action of the employees. So anybody who is taking action in an organization, that is governed by code of conduct, right? The length is very short. There are very few points which talks about code of conduct. On the other side, this is a very comparatively larger document because it talks about everything in very detail, and that is very specific also. This is publicly disclosed a document. So it is like everybody knows that what are your ethical values. On the other side, it is like mainly related to your employees. So all those who are working in employees are part of your company, or they are going to be part of the company, they will read that code of conduct and follow it. It focuses more on values or principles. It focuses more on compliance and rules, right? It is more about rules and regulation. If you not follow it, you'll be punished. On the side, it is more about values. You can follow it, or you might break it, but it will definitely go against your principles, right? So it is very important. Let's take up some more points on this one. Let's talk about the similarities between these two documents. So there are possibilities that there are similarities also. There are differences also, and there are some similarities also. Let's talk about similarities. Both codes are similar. They are used in the attempt to encourage the specific form of behavior of employees. So basically, either we talk of a code of ethics or either we talk of code of conduct. They are basically designed for the employees so that they can provide them a guideline for behaving in a particular organization, right? So they encourage that specific actions by the employees. This encourage specific things about for the employees, that you should do this and this is right, and you should not be doing this because this is wrong, right? Moving on, ethical guidelines attempt to provide guidance about values and choice of the influence of decision making. So basically all the guidelines, either in the form of code of ethics or either in the form of code of conduct, they give you a guidance, they give you an ideas about what choices to make and how decision making, and they do influence your decision making, right? So whenever we are doing, even if we talk about code of conduct, so whenever we are doing something, we often decide based on whether this is permitted in the organization or not permitted in the organization, right? Conduct regulation assert more specific action appropriate, others inappropriate. In both the cases, in organization, desire is to obtain healthy range of acceptable behavior. Look, at the end of the day, organization wants to follow ethical guidelines, and they try to uh, make every employee equal by providing them code of conduct, and that is the reason why they want to make an healthy environment. And for this, both the documents, either code of conduct or either code of ethics, they both are equally important. So these are certain similarities between these two topics. So let's conclude the topic. So code of conduct is actually extracted from code of ethics. So in a nutshell, the code of ethics is a wider document, and we try to extract code of conduct from that, right? It has a wider scope. And moreover, the codes are beneficial for the business of any nature or any size. So if any organization is of small size or maybe larger size, every organization must lay down their both documents, code of ethics also and code of conduct also, because that guides all the employees in the working in the organization to follow a particular behavior, particular manner, and that will promote more ethical behavior among the organization. So I hope the topic is clear. If you really like my content, do share, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll be meeting in the next session very soon. Thank you.